It is time for another Rock 95.5 Top 5 podcast. It's Walt. I'm here with the entire gang. The whole crew is in the house. And today, we are going to debate or discuss the best guitar solos of all time.
Ooh,
Mic drop. I mean, it's such a huge thing. I mean, it's obviously very subjective. But, man, there's some great guitar solos in the world, and I don't think we talk about them enough. So we're going to do that today, and we're going to start with my man, Maris.
Thank you.
Over here on my right.
Yes.
What up? Hello, Maris.
Hi, chap. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
I have to go back to a cassette I had on my school bus cassette player that didn't have a rewind button.
Back in my day.
So I had to go to my favorite Michael Jackson cassette and Beat It was the song.
Oh,
Yes.
That's not what you had to do.
I was 12.
I don't actually remember how old I was, but it was just one of those songs that pulled me in. And then obviously getting older, hearing the lore behind the song, and you got Eddie Van Halen on the track. And the connection with, Quincy just making a call, asking for a favor, not even paying Eddie in what is one of the greatest, in my opinion, guitar solos of all time. And it shows the amount of influence that Michael had. And it was just like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go do that. I'm absolutely going to go do this, and accepted a 6-pack of beer.
I'm so glad that you brought that up, because Michael is on his own, just legendary, right? But then when you cross sort of genres and have one of the baddest-ass guitar players in the world play on that, I feel like he gets the street cred, Michael gets the street cred, and everybody comes together.
Yeah, and it's just one of those beautiful pieces that sticks in everybody's mind. So...
There's one that people forget, too, because, he's genreless, right? Michael Jackson is the king of pop, but he's really the king of everything.
Yes.
And in this case, he was really in his rock era, and that's a great choice.
Thank you.
The other guitar player involved in that track is Steve Lukather from Toto, and he was actually part of the yacht rock crew of the late 70s in L.A., and Quincy Jones and Michael Jackson had him come in and be kind of like the guitar musical guru for that project, and even a few before those. And it was actually him who reached out. He's like, I need my man Eddie, and that's why today,
yes,
Alex Van Halen is working with Steve Lukather to try to finish a long lost Van Halen record.
Oh,
and that says, obviously, it just has so much to say about that guy.
Yeah. So
that guy.
That song "Beat It" has so many tentacles into rock lore and whatnot, but it is an amazing solo for sure. Good choice. Good choice.
Yeah, nice work, dude.
Thank you.
Speaking of Beat It, does anyone here in this room beat the bishop?
Yep.
Do the knuckle shuffle?
Yep.
Right. When you do that, when you're spending time when you're wanking off, do I have to paint the picture to figure out what I'm talking about?
I think it's been
Please do.
painted.
Nope. No, I want more.
When you flick the bean, young lady,
That's a sin.
are you messing around or you're getting to the point, right? The one thing about guitar solos, sometimes I got to wait all these measures, and you finally get to this beautiful, I want to get it out front right away. Let's just get it done. I'm too busy for us to wait, and that's why one Edward Van Halen did a thing called Eruption. And let's just get it done.
Right here.
Of course. We can't do this list without Eruption on the list. Right? Maris does Beat It. Okay, cool. What a unique pick. Let's just be obvious about it. Eruption is one of the most technically brilliant guitar solos ever done.
Beat it into Eruption.
Well done, Walt.
We didn't plan it.
You never do.
Oh, Walter. Well done, pianist. Well done. And every time I hear it, I go, how did he do it? And obviously, I'm a guitar god, so,
Yes,
I can, but most can't. And
Did any of your bands happen to cover that song at any point in time?
no, it's because it's impossible. It's so good. And so, obviously, there's so many Van Halen songs that have amazing guitar work in it. Eddie just being one of the best that's ever lived. But when I heard Eruption for the first time, all it needed was a minute. It's about a minute long.
Right.
Maybe minute 3. All right, that one's I'm sorry. I'm talking too much about masturbation. Everyone's not happy with this conversation.
Is that a PR for you?
All right. So does anybody have a guitar solo that's not Eddie Van Halen?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. So.
We do.
All right. winner,
Patrick. Patrick, please.
Let's get Mr. Capone in here. Patrick.
Ladies and gentlemen. All right. So, nothing rocks as hard as Steely Dan. It's something I will never say on rock radio.
Oh, my God. He puts a bunny costume on and he loses his edge.
Oh, man. You remember that movie with Tom Cruise where he pretended to be a samurai?
Yes.
Yes.
The last
one.
samurai.
The last one.
It was the last one was Tom Cruise. Isn't that ironic? That says everything.
That was the death of the samurai movement.
You remember that? And his buddy's dying, and he's got the blood coming out of his mouth. He goes, and the thing about the cherry blossoms, they're all perfect. All guitar solos are perfect. Even their mistakes are perfect. However, I must pick one. And it won't be Eddie Van Halen.
Sorry.
Too easy, man. One of my favorite solos, because I like the two guys that are doing it. Because, come on, there's too many. How do you put them together? If we came up with a top 20 list, you'd have to find another one to throw on, right? And another one to throw on. But this one I think is particularly cool because, A, Alice Cooper is brilliant.
Nice.
And he's got a hell of a good head for finding talent. If you ever notice, the musicians he plays with are always top of their game, right? So on Feed My Frankenstein, when you hear those solos shredding around in the background, a lot of people don't even know. You just think, oh, it's another cool Alice Cooper song. But the truth is, that's Joe Satriani and Steve Vai playing the guitar solos on
Love
that.
it.
And it actually goes to another level of what's kind of cool there because not everybody knows this, but Steve took lessons from Joe Satriani. So you've got the master and another master who was once the pupil, all just shredding away. And when you listen, you just hear them. It's just guitar diarrhea pyrotechnics in all its glory. So I pick Alice Cooper, Feed My Frankenstein.
I can't wait to listen to that song again knowing that and then give it a test run.
There you go.
Yeah.
Satch Vai currently has a new single out, by the way.
Yeah, yeah.
Dancing.
Great choice.
That's a good one.
My goodness.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that? I'm
no,
surprised.
but it's interesting because Joe Satriani did guitar lessons.
Yes.
And then Steve Vai did guitar lessons.
That's right.
And like the trickle down there is amazing.
Yeah. Kirk Hammett took lessons
I was going to
from
say.
Joe.
Yeah.
Right? It's kind of amazing how that is. Yeah. Well, that's the beauty of music is that we share it, whether it's we who enjoy it or we who make it, right?
Right.
If another player comes along, we'd love to help them out. That's the way, right? You lift them up and you pull them up, and Joe's done that. Alice has done that. Steve's doing that. And so, yeah, I love that tune, man.
It's awesome. All right, so moving around the room, Klinger, you got a guitar solo for us.
I do. I was living in Bellevue, Washington when I was in 6th grade. I was living at my parents' house. And we have basements in Seattle. They have basements.
How
too.
old were you? What grade?
6th grade.
Okay.
And
1906 then?
1748. Like
Still living with your parents at
Yeah.
6th grade. Wow.
Yeah.
You don't look a day over 260.
Thank you. And so I was in the basement, and I was on the other side of my oldest brother Chris's closed door. And when you have siblings, the youngest and my parents' favorite, they didn't want me ratting around in their room. So he would shut the door and he would listen to music. And on the other side of that door was a song that I didn't know at the time, Running with the Devil.
Oh.
And it was my entry point into Van Halen, and ultimately what I think today is my favorite Van Halen record. I just love it. And I know that it's hard to have a conversation about guitar solos and not talk about Edward Van Halen.
Obviously, we're having a bit of a difficult time now.
But I love the fact that on that particular song, he doesn't shred as fast as he can. He just wails on a guitar, and it's a little bit restrained, and the rest of the band sort of puts that spotlight on him when it's time, and then he kind of just steps back on the same line as the rest of the guys playing music. I love that song.
It is definitely a good one. I mean, especially when you think about that record, that song, the first time you drop a needle on a Van Halen record is that's the first thing you hear is that slide into that song, and then the bass thump, and then you get to that guitar solo, which they, twice they hit that thing.
And as you may or may not know, the sound in the beginning, wasn't that all their badass cars?
Their car
and
horns.
their car horns, and they just put a microphone up there and honked the horn and
He made
recorded
like a
that,
little
and
contraption that he could stand on and like push it down like a
that
pedal.
doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
What a badass.
He MacGyvered it.
Yeah, MacGyver.
MacGyver.
Not MacGruber, but MacGyver.
MacGyver. We do love some Will Forte.
All right, so what Eddie Van Halen song do you have, Maria?
No. I
Come on.
am not like other rock personalities. I'm different and special. My
Special.
Like, you right, but it hurts. My guitar solo comes from a live performance. The year is 2004. George Harrison is being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah.
Tom Petty and Jeff Lynne are up there playing While My Guitar Gently Weeps. About 4 minutes in, out of the darkness, Prince comes in.
He jumped off the top of the cake and comes down and plays.
Indeed. And just absolutely does this incredible performance of a guitar solo during While My Guitar Gently Weeps. He falls off the stage at one point. A security guard puts him back on there. He's just doing his thing. And at the end of it, he throws the guitar up into the air. That bad boy doesn't come down. It just vanished into thin air. Tom Petty later was like, I want you to know that I was on that stage. I saw the guitar go up, and I myself don't know where the hell it went.
It went to heaven.
It went to heaven. Indeed.
Man, but
I agree with that.
But now that you mention it, I mean, think about all of the Prince solos. I mean,
Oh my God.
Purple
and
Rain.
think about that performance at the Super Bowl halftime in Miami in the rain.
Yes.
I mean, just the guitar playing on that set alone.
All the moisture.
I'm so glad that you brought that up because I feel like that was almost an epiphany moment for anybody that thought, oh, you know what, Prince is only in one lane. It's like, holy shit, look at the company he was keeping on that stage, and they could all do that, but god damn.
Yeah,
Thanks, man.
that's a really good pull.
That is an incredible performance.
I agree. That's like the best live guitar solo I have ever seen. And it is available on the Hard Rock Hall of Fame vinyl that they put out for that. And it's so worth having.
Wow,
The
okay.
guy who videotaped that, when they filmed it, the first issue they put out, they didn't like it. The resolution and the audio wasn't right. But because it became so popular and he went and redid it. So what you see now is like the fixed version of it.
Yeah.
But the one thing you forget about Prince, we think of him as the pop artist, but he was an unbelievably brilliant multi-instrumentalist, whether it's the piano. He ran that band like a tight ship. And he could play funk, he could play rock, he could play anything he wanted.
Even slowing down drum machines in the early 80s to create that very unique and very characteristic Prince sound. I mean, it's like that his innovation was incredible.
One of my favorite things he did during that solo was while he's playing, he has that weird sly look he likes to
yeah,
get
he
when
does.
he's pleasing himself, right? And you see
He's
him
like, I'm fucking your bitch after
see him
this.
looking right, for sure.
He's probably fucking her right there.
and he's sitting there playing that 52 telly. It's a 52 telly, right? Just a beautiful swamp ash telly. He's just shredding away, and he just keeps looking over at those guys, giving them a little smirk, like, yeah, I'm and he waits. Do you see how he was waiting until it was his time? He didn't do, and then all of a sudden he's like, and now I'm going to lay waste to all of you. And he did.
He was probably wearing a pocket pussy. Do you
I
know the
do.
pocket pussy?
Yeah, I'm aware of the pocket
Okay,
pussy.
you went too far now,
Please
Klinger.
don't use my nickname on this podcast.
And we'll be right back.
This podcast has been brought to you by
Not the company.
Mr. Capone's Adult Superstore.
All right.
And speaking of pocket pussy,
It's Gentleman's Night again.
Gentleman's night, yeah.
Steve-style.
What up? Yeah.
Who better to clean it up than you?
That's how we do it, man. I'm used to band cleanup. 2002. My buddy, shout out to Mikey D. I was living at home.
Because Mikey D's listening right now.
He is. He's a big fan of mine. My buddy Mikey D taught me how to pearl a blunt to a specific song. And every time I hear this song, I get in that mode. So first time I'm hearing Hotel California by the Eagles.
Ooh.
Now, Mikey, thank you. Mikey had a different situation. He was, I believe he emancipated himself. We're about 16, so he was living on his own, right? And his landlord would cuss him out every time he would smoke a lot of weed, right? So he would take a tent and hotbox it with whoever came over. So every time I'd come over, we'd go in the tent, together. This sounded kind of crazy right now, too.
And you emancipated each other.
And Hotel California.
I mean, you had to use a lot of saliva. There was a lot of spit involved, too. But it was a slow build, a nice crescendo, if you will. But it's just every time I hear that song,
You need to roll a blunt.
It's rolling up, man. Yeah.
It's funny because when I was thinking about it last night and I texted Chap, it's like that song was one of my picks because it was like it's a solo that you can sing along to, you know it so well, and then you get the two voices doing the harmonies together on the solo. It is definitely way up there in the lists of greatest solos.
I want to make a comment. All of these badass songs that we're talking about and Prince's solo, like, do you think Prince freestyled that solo?
He did.
So,
No
like, to
question.
hear that is
Yeah.
wild. You figure when the Eagles are making those songs, all they're doing is maybe they're sitting on a chair, maybe they've got a beer or a blunt or something like that, and then they're just playing it. And, like, we hang on these solos for decades, and the actual musicians, like, maybe just didn't think it was that big of a deal to shred that out.
You bring up an interesting point because there's definitely two different ways that you can go about this, and Pat, you can talk about this as well. It's like you can freestyle it like Prince did in that live moment there, but then I think things like Hotel California, that was very well written.
That was purposeful.
And there are a lot of solos that people will work on until they get just the right melodies, tell the right stories with the notes. And both are valid. Both are definitely fine, but you know, there's two different ways to approach a solo.
And I think the best ones are when you have both the technical and the written and sort of the purpose, and then the wave that comes from a guitar solo where you don't feel like it's literally picking you up and pulling you down, and it's like this sort of ethereal moment you're having with the music. Those are, I think, the best ones, and I think Hotel California is a perfect example of it because you're on a wave constantly. You always feel immersed in it.
I do want to ask you about the tent. Don't you feel like the tent preceded like the vaporizer? Like
Yes, it did. The
tent
volcano.
was like
Do you remember the volcano?
Yeah, dude, yes. Skip Kelly in Jacksonville. What's up? Do you remember?
I know Skip Kelly.
Yeah, so he introduced me to the vaporizer and the volcano, but like the tent was probably like a poor man's vaporizer.
That it was.
right?
That it was. Yeah, we had a great time. I mean, a little spit was involved, but
Sounds like the Boy Scouts.
A little. Can't have too much.
just in case, you need it. But the moisture is key to answer your question. Yes, moisture is key.
It's just getting worse.
Okay, Mike.
So
Speaking of
sorry.
getting worse,
And action.
hop into my tent with me here. We're gonna
Keep your hands out of your pockets when you say that.
You guys all know I love Pearl Jam, but I didn't love their recorded music. For a long time, I was like, sounds kind of bait, whatever. I started listening to live Pearl Jam albums. And now they did basically what the Grateful Dead did, and they put almost every show they've ever done you can go listen to. And when I started listening to live Pearl Jam, I fell in love. Mike McCready on the guitar, specifically in the song Corduroy, which I've heard 400 different versions of. I love watching an artist who doesn't have to think when they play. Like you guys were talking about Prince. He could be somewhere completely different, but his fingers, his hands are just working, and to sit back and watch the guy. So for me, it's not as much a specific guitar solo, but Mike McCready and his guitar solos on the fly for any song. He switches it up almost every show, and I think that's super incredible and fun to watch and fun to be in the crowd for.
I agree, man. And I think that's really what's at the heart of rock and roll, especially as we talk about rock guitar solos tonight. It's that opportunity. And as Walt said, we got the two schools where it's planned. And then you got letting it all hang out and taking you on a special journey, whatever's going to take you on that night at that concert, whatever the vibe of the crowd and the band, and it all comes together. Ozzy was famous for saying this to Zach, when Zach came in, he was just shredding away, and he's like, look, anybody can come in here and just blaze away. You got to learn that note for note to show me how you can do it. So the recording process, I always feel like it almost starts with the out-of-control improv, then you fine-tune it into the product you're going to put onto the album. Many musicians, because it's safe, you go live, you play that note for note. And there's some good arguments that the crowd might want to hear that solo note for note. But what you said, Michael, is a great explanation of why I like that too, where the guitarist goes, okay, this is the solo you know, and I'll touch on it in the melody, but let's take it somewhere new tonight.
Expand upon it.
Let's have a moment.
Yeah. And that's what you saw Prince do. And that's because he's that kind of a musician where he had the confidence to do it and the guts. Because you're saying, look,
It's all you at that
I
point.
could suck right now.
Yeah.
I don't know what's coming out. Here could come some bad notes. But you take that chance, you put it all on the line, and look, it was your favorite guitar
And if
solo.
if we're using Prince as the example, he is showing that confidence in front
Yes.
of legends.
Legends.
Yeah.
Which I love because none of those other guys were like, oh my God, look at this whistle dick. Like, no, they were like, oh my God, this is, yes. And to your point, I love going to a concert. I don't want to hear the record.
Exactly.
Like, I love your point of, hey, show me, here is what that solo would sound like, but this is what I can do when I'm not trying to record a record. And that's my favorite kind of performance. And a lot of people are not like that.
No,
They
they're
want to
not.
hear the record, dude.
Yeah.
And like,
Well, it makes it a little grittier when they start improvising a little bit too, maybe a little heavier because everybody's just kind of working together and having fun. It blew my mind to see them live finally for the first time in Seattle at what they called the home shows, which was kind of cool because the whole Space Needle was wrapped in Pearl Jam. All the streets were lined and stuff. It was incredible, man.
I have so much I want to say.
But we don't have any time. Thanks for listening to the Top 5.
Damn, thank you so much.
But I have to say, Mike McCready, when we think about Yellow Ledbetter, a song that wasn't good enough, I guess. They didn't have room for it on the debut album, which blows my mind. But, I mean,
There's no lyrics.
the man channeled Jimi Hendrix on that thing.
sure.
And so a guy
Now
that
they
can
close almost every show with
and
it.
a guy that can rock with the hardest guy. I had the best conversation with him once about Ace Frehley and growing up, and he was our guy. He was the guy who we both worshipped and learned from. But to go from that to be able to play the gentle, the notes, the melodic stuff in Yellow Ledbetter, it's like blows my mind. And I have mad respect for Mike McCready, for sure.
For sure.
Legend.
Yeah.
But then we talk about guys who shred and play a gazillion notes in, 2 beats.
Right.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
I have to give special mention to Dragon Force.
Oh, he's the legend. That
Through
guy's
the
nuts.
through the fire and flame.
Oh yeah.
That's not human.
I mean, if you play Guitar Hero, you've tried to play it on easy. You can't, let alone expert. Not a thing. Doesn't happen. But that's a guy who can play too many notes.
For sure.
Can anybody sing any of that stuff right now? No. So for me,
Right.
best guitar solos are ones that take you on the ride, that you can actually sing and you go along with. And for me, my all-time favorite guitar player is David Gilmour.
Right on.
And Comfortably Numb
Yeah.
just rises to the top.
Yep.
I'm
I
so
mean,
glad you said that.
He is a guy. I think also about "Shine On You Crazy Diamond." The 4 notes, dun 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 dun. That's like he gets so much emotion out of those 4 notes in that guitar melodic part of the song that just speaks volumes. And so when you get to the solo of "Comfortably Numb," it's like off to the races, and he elevates. How do you make a song that's already kind of laid back and epic? How do you build it and take it even higher? That guy did it in that guitar solo, which we all know, and you can. That's one where it's hard to embellish in the moment because it is so iconic. But he does, and if you go and watch any of the live shows, and he does, he adds parts and elevates and does a little jazzy stuff here, but he knows what the important things are, what the important melodies, because they're about as strong as lyrics are for that song. So for me, David Gilmour, pick a solo, but Comfortably Numb is on top.
It's such a reminder because when we do play that, when I'm playing it in the afternoon, I hear that, and if the phones are ringing, I am so sorry, I'm not answering because I'm immersed in that guitar riff, and it's just, you almost want to close your eyes and just listen to it, and it's like, holy shit, and it is so old. It's decades and decades old, and it's just right front and center when you're listening
I
to
get
it.
emotional every time I hear it. Every time. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, that whole song, I mean, it's the first note, which is just like a wash, right?
Yeah,
just like, it just, you just get back into this pillow of like, oh, yeah.
That's classic, David.
And then it just elevates with that solo. It needs every one of those 6 minutes to take you there, but it is amazing.
So
I've been
for
taken
years, That we all thought that solo was created from little pieces, and that's how it was told to us. It was he put it together from like 6 solos that were all sliced up and put together. And then a couple of years ago, it came out that that was just him. It was actually him testing when they got in, like testing the levels. It was the very first solo he did front to back, totally unplanned, off the cuff. No pressure. Hey, let's see if this fits.
So that's what I'm going back to
are
what
you
I
getting
said.
the level of this?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
So annoying.
As we know that story, which I didn't know that story, if he's just doing it off the cuff, and we're hanging on it, even after all these years, does it lessen the impact of it when you think, well, he was just kind of farting around?
No, because
That's
no,
my
because
argument every time on both sides of it.
no,
If I
because
could fart like that, I would do it in this room right now.
Don't.
Try.
Don't fart comfortably doing it.
all right, and we're gonna have to close it right there.
That was a little flat.
What about some honorable mentions? There's so many.
Yes,
we
we
can't.
have to.
We can't.
We have to.
There's too
Yep.
many. We have to
Come
get
on.
a couple.
Randy Rhoads.
Promise you won't fart.
I promise. I didn't do it.
All right.
Did. I felt it rumble.
Oh, shut up.
Okay. Honorable mentions. I gave you Dragon Force.
Randy Rhoads
Randy
all day
Rhoads,
long.
come on.
Rhodes. Yeah.
What about
Crazy
Stevie Ray
Train.
Vaughan?
Stevie Ray.
Jimi Hendrix, Star Spangled Banner.
All day.
The whole thing's a
Oh,
solo.
The whole thing
Watchtower.
is a solo. That's
I was going to say Mark Tremonti. My pick was almost going to be Blackbird from Alter Bridge.
Oh, nice.
Because it doesn't, it
choice.
just kind of, it flows, dude. And a guy like that and anybody we're talking about, they could all just wail. But I also feel like that is the mark of a true talent, too, when you can kind of throttle it back a little bit. And I feel like in Blackbird, he does that so well.
How about Tom Morello?
Perfect.
We can't talk about guitar without Tom Morello, who
on.
changed the game,
Yep.
as did Jimi Hendrix and so many others prior. But to get you into sometimes a guitar solo it really is literally a bridge from one emotive place to another. Nobody sets up the next moment better than Tom Morello.
I saw this thing, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago. Tom Morello was talking about giving lessons way back in the day, and he was like an instructor or something like that. And he was playing a lesson for one of his students, and he just freestyled the riff Killing in the Name of. And he's like, hold on. He got his recorder, recorded it, and he's like, I'm going to keep this one for Rage Against the Machine. And he said, I played that, brought it back to the boys, as he called it, and they came up with that song.
He DJ scratches his
God.
guitar.
With his
It's
gu- yeah.
so cool.
The first time I ever saw Tom Morello was at Merriweather when we were at DC 101, and I didn't know what to expect because I love Rage Against the Machine, but I was like, Tom Morello solo. His band was incredible, but it's just him playing all those badass songs, and you get to see how he made it. And
Yeah.
it's cool.
We did a Q&A at Lincoln Hall here several years ago, and after we had a little banter back and forth, he went up to his pedal board and he took everybody on a tour as to, like, here's the whammy bar or the whammy pedal, and then my distortion, and this is the guitar that I've always used, and my amp settings, and it's just fascinating as
you
a
know
guitar
everybody.
geek for me. Yeah.
Have you met everybody?
No, I not everybody. I would have to also give an honorable mention to Brian May and
Yeah.
the solo in Bohemian Rhapsody.
For sure.
2 minutes and 36 seconds into it. Oh my God!
It's just like it's like
Not that I know.
it is. It's short and sweet, gets there fast, but man, we all know it and sing it every time, and definitely deserves an honorable mention.
And how about a true Jedi who built his own weapon?
And he built
Out
that
of
guitar.
wood.
Yeah,
Yeah. Nuts.
yeah.
And nothing sounds like it. And by the way, you can buy him. He sells them. He's got his own guitar
He's got his own
company.
and he's got his own amp company now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think his version of the kid's guitar is the best student guitar made. Absolutely highly recommended. Get the little Brian May, best guitar for kids.
Sponsored by Brian May.
Thank you.
I want to do another time of honorable mentions because I think this
Yeah.
has too many.
Yeah, there's just way too many guitar
is a
solos
fun
that you can't just
conversation.
keep it down
Right,
to 10.
we could say Jeff Beck, and what about the old guys like Rory Gallagher, or right? These
How about the new guys like Gary Clark Jr.?
Gary Clark.
absolutely.
I would even
Seriously.
say Jack White.
What
I
about
feel like
BB
he's kind of
King?
underrated.
What about Buddy Guy?
Can we Johnny be good at?
Has anybody ever seen the film It Might Get Loud?
Yes.
After you and I were talking about it, I did see it, and that opening scene is just, to me, is like, what the fuck
So
is he
It Might Get
doing?
Loud is a documentary where The Edge, Jimmy Page, and Jack White start in their separate corners of the globe, and then they come together and converge at a soundstage, and they swap riffs and tell stories. And it is the most amazing hour and a half film you're going to watch because you're going to learn about very different guitar players and where they came from, and then how they all fit together.
It's a homework assignment for all of us.
It's incredible.
And I
So
also
go check
feel
it
like
out.
I'm glad you brought that up because I do feel like Edge doesn't get the love and respect he deserves, but he's just there and he's created these badass songs and he may not be on your top 10 or 20 list, but he's a great
The way he
Great
figured
guitar
out
player.
how to utilize the delay to create his sound and his melodies
The
and
dotted eighth note delay. That was the edge.
It's the thing.
I
And
prefer
he-
to get there faster.
I noticed.
and scene.
And there it is. So what an amazing roundtable it's been. Thank you so much for contributing, gang. Love it. We'll do this again next month. And thank you for listening to another Rock 95.5 Top 5. We'll see you next time.